Today I've got a bunch of handmade looks that I'm going to show you out in the wild. Hi sewing friends, I'm Karina from liftingpinsandneedles.com. Welcome to this channel that is all about sewing, limitless sewing, and I'm coming to you from an area around my house where it is totally springing. Oh my gosh, amazing. I'm here to share with you a whole bunch of handmade looks that I've been really rocking over here on my trip, that you'll see 15 patterns that I love notions. This is all in the context of the big site-wide sale happening from today, Monday the 23rd, all the way through Friday the 27th. When you go to the website, you'll see a code there. You get 40% off site-wide if you use that code, including courses and patterns. But if you use an affiliate code like mine, you get 45% off. So I will leave you all that information in the description box and the comment section if you want to get a bigger discount. If you do use my code, my affiliate link, I do receive a small commission back from Tammy, who owns and designs at Love Notions. It is one of the ways I make an income creating helpful sewing content here on YouTube that you can watch without any cost. So if you'd like to support my work here, it's one way that you can do it and it doesn't cost you any extra. I'm super grateful if you use my code. So today you'll see 15 patterns. It's not 15 looks, it's much more than that because I've mixed and matched. I did have an analysis of what I was going to bring, always limited of course. I knew I was going to be repeating my makes about a billion times, and I have actually worn these much more than what I'm showing you here because I don't always film myself out in the street. I just haven't got into the habit of doing that. But when I do remember and it's appropriate, I do it. So you'll see a few looks that I got some footage of from December onwards, a little before my trip here. So you will see Brazil a little bit, but then it will all be around here. What you're seeing on the screen here is the Olympia dress. I love this dress so much. I made it in 2022. Back then I made a size extra large. Now I'm actually a size large. Just to bring it in a little bit at the waist, you see that I'm wearing it with a belt. I'm also showing you how it looks like without the belt if you would like to size up and get a little bit of a looser look. I know ease is a very personal thing and some people prefer more fitted, other people prefer looser. So there you can also see how it looks like if you sized up one size. It's a knit dress. They've just recently added a new option to this pattern, which is just a top. It's not a peplum top, it's a top with a same short type neckline and V that's finished with an integrated facing. I do have content around this one on the channel. I love this one. It's so nice and it's for knit fabrics and has bust cap sizes. The next one is a bluegrass dress. This can also be a shirt and it was released last year. And I made a denim version. I also made a sleeveless denim shirt, but this dress in that print, amazing. I simplified it a little bit by just adding on the collar stand. I left the collar off and so it just looks like a banded collar. So it's really nice. It's got princess theme. It's so nice and I loved wearing that one out that day. I felt amazing. I love the colors there with the green and the tropical print. It's got me written all over it. Because that one has all that print, I didn't do any top stitching. I didn't do any pockets. So kept it simple because the fabric can shine on its own. You don't need the extra things like pockets and stuff when you use a print like that. For my denim version though, I did put all the bells and whistles on there. This next one is an Oakley vest, and whenever I've sewn the Oakley vest, I haven't ever made it in the traditional sense, like with fleece to be a winter thing. No, I've made all of mine with linen. I choose the princess seam version and I create my own facings and things. That leopard print linen cotton blend is amazing. I love it. The white skirt that you see there is the glissando skirt. It's a refashion. So I bought a white denim skirt that did not fit me. I seam ripped everything and then used the glissando skirt pattern to sew that up so that it fits properly. And I love that white denim skirt. I wear it 1,000 times. It just goes with everything. If you don't have a white denim skirt for spring and summer, you're missing out. It's so nice. Now, the next set that you see here is the Opus vest, which was also released sort of at the end of the year last year. I made a cheeky Ponte version because you're supposed to use a woven for it. I did also make a woven version. In its original intent, it's meant to be fully lined and everything, but this Ponte version here is unlined. And I have a matching encore skirt, which is also meant to be for wovens, but you know, with Ponte Roma, you can sort of use it for woven styles as well. So I love that set. And this skirt specifically is one that I brought over with me. I hacked it to have a yoga waistband, so it's pull up, very nice. And I have worn it out many times, but when I got the clip of it, I was dressed for winter. I had tights on. I had a really comfy thermal top and my puffer jacket that I've worn so much. And I was headed off to a nearby town called Trumpington, to a village hall where there was like a fabric pop-up shop from Rosenberg and Son. So I wanted more than that, but that was the time I got a clip of it. It's a great, great skirt, and you can expand it from wovens and use a Ponte Roma as well, structured knit. The Breckenridge top, I've made one in a red sweater knit that I brought over with me, and I have worn this one to death. Oh my gosh, I have worn it and washed it and worn it and washed it so many times. So you'll see many clips where the Breckenridge is there. So you see it paired with brown. I've worn it around Cambridge. I wore it when I went to London for 2 days. I actually wore the same thing those 2 days. I got a really cool footage with the London buses, the red buses going past. I love that. And I've got it paired with my Bridget trousers, which is also Love Notions, a really nice pair of pants in a black and white stripe. So those have matched the colorful tops that I've brought. And then when I went to Europe, I took that one and I wore it under my big jackets. I was wearing it in Venice. Very simple styling there, but I had my red sweater underneath, so I felt great because I was wearing something we made. Even in Berlin with -8 degrees Celsius, I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, I was absolutely frozen. I was still wearing it with a thermal layer underneath and then my puffer jacket. So I wore it many, many, many more times, but it's just been so good. Love it. Another sweater that I brought was my Frankie sweater from Love Notions. Now, both the Breckenridge and the Frankie, I don't think the main fabric is supposed to be a sweater knit, but you can use a sweater knit. So I'm glad I have winter and summer versions of these patterns because you can totally do that. And this pink Frankie has a woven component there with the placket and the collar. Loved mixing that up, and I was able to find the pink that went perfectly with my sweater knit, and it's just a nice elevated sweater. It has a detail. I love that. So here you see it in Corinth, which is close to Athens, over in Greece in front of the ocean. I've worn it underneath my Coda jacket you'll see later. I've just worn it a lot, and it's so nice. That shade of pink, my favorite. One skirt that I also brought over was my Tinley skirt in an athletic knit. Now the Tinley bottoms can be either shorts or skirts. You can use woven or knits, and there's many styles. There's so much value in that pattern. You can make about 1,000 bottoms. But one of the ones I made was a pull-up Tinley skirt in a heavy structured athletic knit, black and white. That means it can go over my colorful tops with the Frankie. So pink and the black and the white. Amazing. You're gonna be sick of my black puffer jacket. Not me made. It's got down. It's a technical jacket. I don't expect to make something like that. It's been a constant over here. I don't feel amazing in it. It's practical. It's warm. But I feel better because I know I have my nice knee mates under there. So of course the Breckenridge, that has been one that I've worn so much. I've actually worn the same exact outfit many times. The only thing I've changed was the scarf. I'm a little bit sick of wearing that same outfit, but I just keep grabbing it because I just feel amazing in that color combination, and I love the silhouette of these two together. I did bring my long Lenox dress. I made this one specially for my wedding anniversary last year, 23 years of marriage, and we went to dinner that night. I made that dress for that occasion. So comfortable, long, that leopard print. It's a double brush poly. I love that square neckline and the long sleeves. You know, I've dressed this up beautifully over in Brazil with heels and a leather jacket and such. But over here, let's tone it down and just the boots and the puffer jacket. It's still been very, very nice to wear. Double brush poly, I find, is a fabric that is warm. So I only wear it in the winter. I wouldn't wear that type of fabric in the summer because you can feel quite hot in it. So over here, I want to be warm. Perfect. One handmade jacket that I brought over was my Coda in a pink houndstooth, 100% wool version. I made, I think, in September, October last year. So lovely. instead of binding all the edges, this time I added a hood, I lined the hood, I created my own facings, even for the hem. So it's very nice. I loved sewing it. I knew I was going to bring it over and I was going to wear it a ton, and I have worn it a ton. The other day I had a little bit of an excursion. I went to the park, I went to buy buttons and a whole bunch of stuff, and I was wearing that. I showed you that over there in the park in front of the Cam River. I've worn this to church with a black skirt and the boots and the Frankie. Underneath, the pink one goes perfectly together. There was one day I filmed a short vlog just before Martin left when we were out there in Cambridge city centre. So let me show you how it is actually functional on a freezing cold day. We're taking a little walk around the city of Cambridge where the colleges are, or the interesting sights to see. There's tiny little droplets. It's not full on raining though. It's so nice out here. I mean, I think I'm getting used to the cold. Check this out behind me. It's all very interesting. I have never been around places that have been built in the 1500s. So it's really nice. Check out all these lovely little streets, lots of cafes. But how gorgeous is all this? Also part of the King College that we weren't allowed to go in today. I think the BBC is doing something and that's why there's only partial access. So nice here. I'm really enjoying my time. And I thought this Coda coat was not going to be warm enough because it's just a single layer of wool. It's not lined or anything, but it's 100% wool. It's pretty thick and it's amazingly comfortable. I even have a hood here if I wanted to get even warmer. But right now it's not necessary. But check it out, my knee mate's actually serving me here in the cold and I'm so satisfied. I'm just so happy I made myself this, and it's actually working here. So I have another option. I think this is really pretty. So that's Trinity College today in the distance. We might be able to get in this one, hopefully. Amazing. Little old me in this place. There's my husband and my son. This is my handsome husband.
Hi.
The Trinity College was closed to visitors, but because my husband has a staff sort of ID card here, we were able to get in. So it's nice because it's only a handful of people here, so we can just see the place, just this area, really calmly. What I like and what I've seen a lot from here are those plants growing on the walls. So lots of houses have them and I think they look so pretty. I think they can damage the structure of the building a little bit. I'm not sure if you want to rip them out. I think the walls would be terrible, but they look so nice. Inside the Trinity College, there's part of the Cam River that goes through it and you can take these little boats. The people that manage them there are students. I hope we can come and do this at some point. It looks fun. Check out that building at the back there. So majestic. Just beautiful. It's like the background ambience of all the books I've read in the past. Another Love Notions pattern I brought that I knew I was going to wear 1,000 times was a denim Allegro. The Allegro is also a bottoms pattern that includes shorts, pants and skirts. They have the same type of pocket, pull-up waistband and all of that, but the skirt version, that grey one I made, I've worn it so much since I made it in 2020. I don't even know. You know, like in fashion, when they talk about cost per wear of like ready-to-wear clothes, I'm like, what are they talking about? If I make something like this that is like a basic, I'm gonna wear it 1,000 times. So the cost per wear gets very small. Yeah, I did a fake placket on there. It's got a yoga waistband, which makes it pull up, and I've worn it so many times. I wore this one in Florence that you're seeing there on a Saturday. It was a pretty awful day, but I was nice and warm. I also wore this one to Birmingham to the Sewing for Pleasure event with a really nice neutral type print jacket. I mean, it goes with everything, honestly. A grey denim skirt will just match whatever. Now, there's one garment that I would say is my most worn ever. It's not the most glamorous type of thing, just because of the way I wear it. La Bella Donna top, or LBD from Love Notions. You can sew many types. It's dolman style for knits. It can have short or long sleeves. It can have a hood. I have one version that has a hood that's the same leopard print fabric I use for my Lenox dress, the double brush poly, but I made this one before. And this top, I wear it all the time. It's just, I'm always wearing it. I wear it to bed, I wear it around the house, I lounge in it. I wear it sort of like active, like athleisure with like yoga pants. I wear it a lot. And it's one I wore in Frankfurt one day when it was freezing cold. We had about a 4-hour train ride that day later on. So I wanted to feel like I was basically wearing pajamas because traveling can get uncomfortable. And that top, beautiful, the best thing. It's one that I typically dress down. I'm always lounging in it. Now, this here, I'll stand up so you can see. This is actually a pajama. It's called Tranquil pajamas. And I have made a pajama set in rayon spandex, but this one, I made it more like a sweater, also for lounging. This one has also got one size up because I made it many years ago, and it's a sweater knit. I did all that black detail with binding. It's really nice. I added a hem with a split, which is different to the original pattern. That's just a hack. I also made it longer, and this is so soft. I've been wearing this one around the house non-stop. Like, I get back from the gym, I get back from wherever, and I'm like, where is my Tranquil sweater? Because it's so nice. So this is great. It doesn't have to be pajamas. You can make it out of a nice fabric and it can just be a nice top. And I love this neckline detail. It's so nice. There was a pattern released just recently, the Muse, that is not on sale, but I still wanted to show it to you. It can be either a blouse or a dress. And I made a dress version in a satin rayon fabric that I bought in Frankfurt. So nice. I've also wintered this up, you know, with something underneath, the tights, the boots, the puffer jacket, all that. I have worn it out to church. And so, yeah, I've been wearing my nice dresses even here in the cold. Remember, the Muse is not included in the sale though, but I still wanted to show it to you. And then another dress that I brought over with me, and I have worn it quite a bit in the exact same way you see it here, is my Willow wrap dress. This one I made last year as well in a double brush poly. It's so nice, the crossover. It's quite modest. At least the way I sew it, it crosses over quite high. I do add length to the bodice to achieve that. And I sewed one with ruching here on the side. It's got an A-line skirt. It drapes beautifully, and it's got a lined bodice. The double brush poly here keeps me nice and warm. And I have my thermal tights and my boots and my puffer jacket, my scarf, and I'm set to go. I've been out there in very cold weather in this dress, and I feel great. You know, I don't have to always not wear a dress if it's cold. I can totally make them work for the cold weather. So those are what I had here to share, real life looks. I hope it was inspiring for you. You know, maybe when I'm in Brazil, I tend to dress up a lot, my makes, because I love that. But here you've seen them pared down, more sort of a relaxed, casual setting. If you notice, I have one pair of combat boots that I wear. This is the only pair of shoes I have to wear all the time, every day, other than a pair of sneakers. So yeah, there's no heels and nice things over here, but that's still okay, you know. These garments can be dressed up and down, and they're just so wearable, so comfortable. So I hope I've inspired you to have a look at these 15 patterns. There's so much more. Remember, I've got hundreds of videos using Love Notion's patterns. For each of these patterns, I've created many hacks. There's just so much to see on my channel here. I'll leave you my playlist for inspiration or even more information. Remember, if you want to see anything, just type on the top of the search bar at YouTube, lifting pins, needles, and then the pattern, and boom, you're going to find everything. So that's easy to find. Remember, the sale finishes Friday the 27th, 45% off if you use my affiliate code. Now, you're gonna see me again this week. I have 2 garments planned using fabrics I've bought over here. It's gonna be a set, but not really, because they're not the same fabric, but they go together really well. I'll see you again back at Lifting Pins and Needles super soon. Bye.